So we'll probably provide shifts, but they'll probably give you a free pass Monday when you go up there. Good guy, another great guy. And we'll have to do the Gary Patterson, and he'll get it.
Feels like the world wants to battle me. These snakes want to rattle me. Doesn't matter what I believe. Put faith over psychology. If I don't tell you what to think, will you do the same thing for me? If we agree to disagree, what a peaceful world we will see. With modern technology, there's a loss of reality. Only see what you wanna see and say I'm not free. Not gonna jump through your hoops, I'm gonna jump to the sky. I pray to God what I do is gonna make us a better life. I got stress all the time.
But the reality is, and I want to take a moment to give a little rundown about what we were meeting tonight. It says, what are they spraying in the sky? Have you ever thought about it? And what you see here, Manny, go ahead and take this up to the camera a little bit. What are they spraying in the sky that's leaving these trails? A contrail dissipates, as you notice a jet kind of just dissipates and disappears. But when you have chemical bases in there that are heavy metal chemicals, they then dissipate and solidify in the atmosphere with the water. And then, because they are heavy, they slowly disperse into thinner concentration. Uh-oh, we're running out of time. We've got a blink out going. We've got,
here, check this out. Let me just say this one last thing. North American Weather Consultants Incorporated, weathermodificationboard.com.
Weather Modification Inc.
Weather Modification Inc. You can find all the links on the internet, and it's all there.
Thank you.
I'll tell you right now, you haven't seen it. My friend and I separately caught a plane spraying from its wings. I videotaped it, and I have.
You know us solve all the problems of the world yet?
Well, we're not
we need
solving
people like you
but
to help
we were
us.
just
No, you
talking
sound
about it.
very sharp, you guys, really. I didn't hear anything. But just
Oh,
I'm Walter Bradley.
Oh God, this is Cooper, my friend Dan. Anyway, have fun.
Oh, we're
solve all our problems, because we have a lot.
We're trying to make the world a place where you want to leave for your grandchildren.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about right now.
And it is getting bad. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
And Obama's not helping.
We were asking,
Neither is
have you
Congress.
seen this in the sky when you were growing up?
No.
I didn't either.
I'm asking you, this is what we're asking. Have you seen this when you were growing up at any time? They were leaving streaks in the sky for hours on end?
That's for sure.
I'm only
from
30.
Alaska, so we didn't have a lot of that.
No.
No.
Keep it if you want.
Yeah,
There's nothing, I mean, it's really up to you if you want to keep
But you
it.
can start to look around, you'll see this stuff. It's horrible.
Well, I know they've talked about this, but I haven't thought much about
Weather modification. So my friend happened to catch rainwater the other day in San Francisco. He found 60 micrograms of aluminum and 10 micrograms of barium per liter in the rainwater. I'm sorry, that's heavy metal in the air, okay? We did test the rainwater. On March 13th, I caught a plane spraying from its wings, okay? I videotaped it, I photographed it. Whatever they're putting in the atmosphere is coming from jets.
Well, maybe that's why we're having more disease.
Autism is now like 1 in 55.
Everything has that black.
Oh, wow.
So you know there's a lot of...
Oh, man. Well, we're going to have to keep fighting to save the world. So.
Well, please keep doing it.
We are, and I've met some wonderful people. I've never experienced anything like I've experienced in the last 6 months, I tell you. Yeah.
A lot of people that care.
What?
A lot of people that care.
You know what, though?
Oh, yeah,
it's people like you just talking to us, I appreciate it greatly.
Yeah, well, I appreciate hearing you sound like very well-educated young men.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Take care now. Thank you so much.
Bless.
Drive safely.
I'll go with an extra got red, taking white today. I'm going to go with yellow.
as 9/11 was, it was a blessing in that the scumbags actually showed their hand,
Right.
and gave us something like who were the scumbags? The guys who did this, you know, like Building 7 and whatnot. Chemtrails, all you have to do is look up and it's right there. It's not when you're trying to wake people up about other stuff, you can tell them about all these like documents and bills and stories and stuff. Yeah, but unless they can actually see something, it's pretty hard to convince them. Now, this is their soft underbelly. We can get them on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you can look up. It doesn't look right. I mean, sure, all the shills will come up and say, "Oh, it's vapor trails."
ContrailScience.org.
Yeah.
They are not. That's a hard sell.
What about the gels that came down?
Oh,
There's actually
goopy
in
stuff.
England,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
blue gel that
Oh
came
yeah,
down.
yeah. There's the gels and the fibers. I've actually collected some. I've got video of it.
Can I add?
Talk about that.
Yeah, I will.
But we got
Yeah,
water
yeah.
samples over
Okay, so in terms of the gels.
Jelly that rains.
Okay, and again.
Oh wait, I got some on the gels. But
Right,
go
go
on.
ahead. Oh,
Well, I'll briefly on the gels. So last year, I was driving up Franklin Street. It was just like a regular day, not a cloud in the sky, and then there was a spatter over the windshield, and it was maybe like 1 second of stuff. Not long enough, and I was waiting for more because I thought it was beginning to rain. So I didn't actually do the windshield wipers. That stuff hardened and it's still on the windshield. I can't even get that stuff off with a blade. That's like rock hard. It's like a polymer.
I've got one drop on mine. On my windshield, there's a drop that came down. I thought, what is that? That fell on my windshield, and it's rock solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the glass.
All right.
Harder.
Right.
Got it.
Right. So let's look at
Gotta
technology.
talk
then.
about this.
I think it would be fair to say let's get away from conspiracy and actually look at
Yeah,
facts.
let's
look at facts.
let's get on video. Let's look at video that Noah has right now.
Oh, yeah.
Video we just seen. Go ahead.
But all I was going to get into
Yeah.
is let's look at facts.
Totally
Okay.
white,
What
no
can we
markings,
prove
nothing.
indefinitely?
Okay.
And get up. And
Stanford.
if you look at it,
Stanford, you know Stanford.
Yes.
you can almost see
Palo
through
Alto.
it. You see through it?
They have
Look at
a
that.
weather modification program where they're
They're not
conducting
solid.
ionospheric
That's
heating
not solid.
experiments.
But they don't call it chemtrail.
No, of course they
Not
don't.
saying it wasn't.
Yeah, that's a VLF thing.
But do you notice this is
Right,
not-
but what they're trying to do
If a
is
solid
their
object, you would see
ionosphere,
the connector
they're
there.
heating up the
There is
ionosphere.
I mean,
In an attempt to manipulate
And look
whatever,
at the front of it.
they get this effect over the atmosphere.
It's not
Atmospheres
a
like
solid
this, they
object.
heat up one portion
I
and
could
it
tell
like
you
it bubbles
what
up
some of my suppositions on that are.
and it raises
I'm not gonna
the
say that.
atmosphere. So they're doing all these different experiments
too-
with microwave
It's
transmitters,
weird. What's it called? The weird science?
extremely low frequencies, and even high frequency. They call it
That
high.
might not be
VLF.
from any
No,
human
HF. VLF as well, but one of the other ones is high frequency modulation of the ionosphere. So basically what they're doing is they have an antenna on the
And that could be
ground-based
either a plane
antenna
that is under a deep
that
mass,
transmits
which
high
it's coated
frequencies
with something
into
that's
the ionosphere,
stuff of it. Right.
stimulating the
totally coated in
ionosphere,
there, and it makes it
causing the
very hard
temperature
to
to
see.
change.
Unless you really fucking
One of the
understand.
things that they're also trying to do was tap into the plasma of the Earth, the natural plasma that already surrounds the Earth, particles of plasma.
The Tesla stuff.
So they believe that they could interact with these particles of plasma that are just suspended throughout the ionosphere. So if you look it up, I should have printed this out for today because I was researching it all
They
weekend.
have all of these.
The microwaves are all over the
They may
country.
have even found
They're all over the
things that'll
world.
take you there instantly.
We have the Ice
That
Cat
have
in
just
Sweden.
that capability. And
We
I
have
think
HARP.
they'll do that. And they can
We have
probably do
Vandenberg
that
Air
in
Force
Venus
Base
and Mars.
installation.
I
We have
think
Pillar
they've
Point
discovered these, and
Harbor.
that's why we're going
We
to those
have
places.
It's Antarctica.
Point Reyes, the Antarctica rays. Those are the ones in Argentina, though. I think you're talking about.
I thought they actually have something in Antarctica itself.
You're probably 100% correct.
I don't know.
But the ionospheric heaters are all over the world. They're all over the world. They're heating up portions of the ionosphere, which is affecting the jet stream. Now, to enhance the heating capabilities of the ionosphere, that's where the chemtrails come in. So
Yeah, it's still all.
induce,
It's still a
you
lot of
induce.
theory.
Actually,
Let me finish. You induce an artificial media that was never there in the first place.
Oh yeah.
and then you blast it with high frequency modulation radio waves. You can look this up. This is not.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not
you
making
can,
this
but
up.
we're talking.
This is
We're
stuff
talking
from
about
MIT,
fast.
Stanford,
We're talking about
the United States military, the United States Navy. These are all programs that they're working on. I mean, look up spheres.
No, I know, but that's
Wait,
not.
actually, I want to. Manny mentioned Stanford. Stanford is home to the Carnegie Institution, where the scumbag Ken Caldera, who's like the one of the top two geoengineers, works, and he's the one we confronted at the library, and he inadvertently admitted that they were spraying us. That guy's a weasel. And so Stanford is scumbag central. All that, actually Cal as well. There's plenty of intelligence there. So yeah. But the thing is, when you talk about anything you can't see, it's a hard sell to people.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know, all like the HARP stuff. I mean, you can see the patterns in the clouds, and like God knows what they're doing with it. I mean, is it weather modification? Is it earthquake stuff? Is it whatever the thing is? What bothers me most about HARP and things like that is that the frequencies that they're working at are the same frequencies of our bodies in the Earth. So they it can have like a biological effect. So it creeps me out. I don't know what they're doing. They admit they're doing something, but they won't say what, which bugs me. So, scumbags.
Right. So back to the scumbags. Okay,
I want this phrase to catch on.
I want to get on the video. I want to talk about this video that I just saw.
Let me just add to the aerial aerial dispersants that are being used. Stanislaus Forest, Pacific Gas and Electric.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Have a program where they're paying North American Weather Consultants Incorporated to spray the skies with silver iodide.
Well, it's coming out to be aluminum.
Yeah, but that doesn't. It still doesn't prove
Let
what
me
they're
finish.
doing in our side
Let
right
me
here.
finish. That's admitted. That's admitted.
Could have already been done.
That's admitted. All that I'm pointing out is that is admitted. What you guys are pointing out is nowhere admitted. It's a complete theory. There is no proof to any of it.
Fair enough.
There is proof.
That's all that
we
I'm-
we have video proof.
The proof is right there.
So we have video of them spraying silver iodide then.
No, we don't have video proof of
We have
what you're
proof of
saying. But
them.
you don't have. All you have is documented proof. You don't have video proof.
I have plenty of
that.
video proof of the spraying. The same video
You can't
as
prove
guys.
of what they're spraying. We can prove that what
Well,
they're
yeah, of
spraying
course.
is irregular.
Well, we know that. That's the whole point of our research and what we're trying to determine and find out. All that I'm trying to say is that for the non-conspiracy types, who is like 90% of this fucking planet, look at the weather modification councils. These are government agencies.
It doesn't
If
do
you look at the
anything.
science behind the
It's been
weather
there for years.
modification programs, of course it's been there for years.
And the thing
And the
that's
denial
I got a
of the
couple
weather
points.
modification has been since day one.
Right.
And this is important
That's
to
what
realize.
video
That's the
is.
thing.
That's
Are the
what
foundations and the think tanks that guide our governments are leading us that direction.
Pretty
And
much,
the government
yeah.
takes its marching orders
that.
from the think tanks.
Right.
The foundations.
This is
Yes.
what we're talking about.
The John P.
Church
Look
committee.
at this.
70s.
You can see this is clearly
Got it.
some type of plane that is spraying something. It's not.
Across the entire wing.
Well, yeah, it's seeding clouds.
I mean,
It's
it's-
seeding the sky. That's
I don't know.
according to the government, the Navy. It's seeding the sky. Just
And
like
the thing is, though,
You
like,
can
in
watch the
Vietnam,
original video.
It
You'll
started
have
the
that
Like
storm
Agent
for
Orange.
yourself.
well, not
Stabilized
just the
and non-stabilized.
Read the
I'll tell you.
description.
Yeah.
They made the rain.
You'll be
No,
able
no,
to
they
see.
made the rain.
And those who
That's the
think
thing,
this
they
is
were
fake,
only applying
I filmed this
this
myself.
technology then.
I'm just some guy who
And
just happens to get out there with a video camera.
As he was
Hey,
saying,
people
they
thought
they
that
induced-
my video was
induced
fake.
that.
The one that I showed you,
Remember
I had
the movie
I had
Forrest
more
Gump?
people say that was
Remember
fake.
that one
It's like, dude,
famous scene where
thousands
just
of people
all-
saw this.
just started raining
It was
out?
documented. They wrote an article
And they're out
about
in the
it.
middle of nowhere, it's like hot as hell,
Yeah.
the most worst conditions, and all of a sudden this monsoon just came through.
There it is. I mean, it's hard
Who's the
to.
godfather of weather weapons?
It's hard to say.
We'll link to it. But we'll,
Yeah, we'll definitely link
Exactly,
to
hit
this.
the
Yeah,
nail
we'll
right.
make
Which
this a
is all
video
Operation
response.
Tide
Which
Pretty much.
Popeye, and it's on. It's admitted in
Please,
Wikipedia.
look at this and
So
see
that's
if you
what's
think that
continuing.
this is
They're telling
normal.
us
If
right
this is
in our
normal, then how
faces
come
that
it's
we're
They always have to. It's a legalistic thing.
Why is it
Because
always
if I say I'm going to
Because
kick
it's
any balls.
You know, people say that they have the 2 engines on the side on the wings,
Yeah.
and then we have one coming out the rear of the fuselage.
That's the approach we
A
should
lot of
take.
times, I'm not saying that those are rare planes, but I don't see those very often at all. It's hard to say, even with what I caught.
People need to see it. Just look up.
Just look up. I mean, I have 7 years of photos. People think I'm crazy all the time.
Where can
Who
people see
cares?
your photo?
But when I sit there and I watch and look and pay attention, how can this not be real? I mean, it's documented, geoengineered. You know, if they can spray over Vietnam and defoliate a forest with, you know, Agent Orange, they have the capabilities of aerosolizing God knows what, you know, and just look at our skies. Look how gray and hazy they are. Look at the horizon. Go walk up on a hill. Go up on Mount Diablo. Can you see the Sierra Nevadas anymore? When I was a child, you could. Okay, you could see the Farallon Islands outside of San Francisco. You can't see.
And could you see any trails in your photographs from the up until the mid-90s?
So people want to keep debunking that. People say, oh, they haven't been these weather patterns before.
No, they've been spraying us.
No, I'm just
They
saying
have,
the
but at the
debunkers,
scale-
the
the
people.
scale,
No,
no.
the scale's gotten out of control. The last few years of my photos, I can't say that I've seen the grids like they have been before.
Yeah,
They're getting to the point where people blame it on the wind pattern shifting and another plane comes through and that line drifts away and then another plane. I'm sorry, but I've been sitting there, I've documented it. They do it within moments of each other. They create 3 to 4 straight lines. They come across and they cut them with something else. I've seen different colors. I've seen blue trails. I've seen slightly gray trails.
You got the drippy you got the drippy trails?
I have ones that I call it the drip, right? Because it actually creates these little pockets, almost like mushrooms. Some people call it the sawtooth. They're ones that start as a straight line, and they actually
that's
just
what I'm saying.
come
Those-
flat, and
those-
they become really
Those
wide.
clouds that you're talking about are being modulated.
Oh yeah, no, I believe in the same thing that
They're getting hit with high frequencies. The
I
whole
believe that
point-
they are
the
putting
whole-
a frequency in the
The whole
atmosphere.
point of this aerial dispersants.
Heavy metal.
Because you can call it whatever you want.
But you
Contrail,
actually-
chemtrail.
the thing
Why don't
is-
you? People could learn the terms.
I think
learn the terms.
Hayward,
Aerial
Hayward
dispersants.
must be getting zapped more.
Hayward,
Back to me.
okay,
Hayward's getting zapped more because I see photos from Manny where you get the cambos and you actually colors. Not just the cambo, when you see the sun and you get the
rainbow.
the halo. You get, that's one thing, but there's a separate one where you'll see clouds, which just have like a spectrum of colors in them.
Sure. Right.
That's not that's not a thing from the sun.
Let me
And
add
I see those. Those are over Hayward. I don't see them so much over San Francisco. I'll see the ripples.
Yeah, the ripples are big.
But I've only started seeing the ripples recently. I think they've just recently really started nailing San Francisco in the last month.
Let me say something about the city.
more than that. At least the last
One thing
year.
about the city. Okay, and here's and you're gonna say, Manny, put your tinfoil hat back on.
Maybe it helps.
I was thinking
Right?
that too.
Hey, you know what?
Does it stop VLF? I don't know. Faraday cage of some sort.
Okay, chill out. Okay, everybody, let me make this one point here. Everybody says heart.
No, I don't believe it. Next round.
Not you guys. Not you guys. Just
was
in
too
the
quick.
conspiracy world in
That's
general.
good.
Oh,
I'd rather go
those
quick.
wavy clouds, that's HARP. Oh, that funky looking cloud, that's HARP. HARP is in Alaska. Yes, I am completely aware of skipping. Do you know what skipping? Does anyone know what skipping is?
That's like for a shortwave radio. You can skip around.
Right, you
It's
could
like,
bounce over the
bounce the
horizon.
radio waves around. It goes around the globe.
Triangulate.
Right.
through
Okay.
the
HARP
atmosphere.
can do that.
Right.
HARP
HARP
can
can
do
do that. I do agree. But what a lot of people don't realize. Okay, how many antennas is HARP?
I think it was like
It's like, it's like 175 or something like that. It's an array.
I thought they were.
Yeah, it's true.
There's an array.
Yeah, but how do you
Right.
prove what HARP is doing?
You just go look at the. You go
Well,
look at
they-
Stanford.
You're just
a
gonna
website.
trust what they say? You're
grief.
gonna trust what their website says?
Are you gonna?
Come on, man. You really think they're gonna tell you
It's
what
the
they're doing?
it's like
Oh,
Patrick
geez.
said, the revelation of the method. So let me finish. So of course I'm gonna take what they say seriously because they're telling you what they're doing.
They're telling you what they want to tell you.
Well, the thing
Look
is,
at-
No,
Okay,
no,
whatever you wanna
they say
whatever
everything. They
All
say
I gotta
everything
say
they're
is
going to
this.
do to us.
Oh, sure.
They say everything.
Sure they do.
Sorry, I got to jump in here because this actually goes with the heart thing.
yes.
There is an episode of V, which I have to, which we should I'll have a reply to this video as on 3 days before Fukushima. V, which is where the aliens come and take over and whatnot. There's an episode where the aliens have given humanity this blue energy stuff, and they're going to build all these hundreds of these like blue energy reactors all over the world, and the Resistance find out has some other bad reason for it. So there's a scene in this where the Resistance say, "What the hell? This ain't good," and they say, "Yes, we have to blow up the reactors. We've got to sabotage them because remember 3 Mile Island." After that thing blew up, no reactors were built for 30 years. 3 days later was Fukushima. And right at the time of Fukushima, everyone was talking about tsunami and stuff. But now we all know what happened about Fukushima. Japan stopped all nuclear. Germany stopped all nuclear. Like nobody's building nuclear reactors anymore,
don't know.
which ties exactly into Agenda 21, which is written by the scumbags. And now we're talking about how terrible
they've
fracking
already
is.
cleared it.
So they got rid of coal. Oh, mountaintop removal, we can't do that. Oil, Gulf disaster. They are shutting down all our energy.
You saw the can. Well, shit,
That's revelation of math.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me finish.
do?
Let me finish what I was saying. And what that does, it gives energy to the Illuminati. It's this whole vampire system
Jobs
of
go
energy.
away.
Well, I thought you went on the metaphysical
let me.
part. But back to what I was-
Before my battery dies, I really want to get to the video.
Right,
Yeah,
can I just
Because
finish the last thing? The Hayward, because you mentioned
say-
Hayward.
we don't have much
Hayward.
time. I don't want my
Let me just
battery to
finish
die.
this. You mentioned Hayward, I mentioned Harp,
You think it's VLF?
and check it out. Hayward has over 270 terrestrial cell phone antennas that are all capable of producing
Yeah,
the
capable,
same.
but you can't prove it.
Yes,
That's what
you
I'm
can,
saying.
and
Let's
I can
go to
show
what
you
we can
I
prove.
can show you the proof. Okay, the next show I'll bring
The
you
next show will be.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
we'll
also
get to
the
what we can
Hayward
prove.
fault.
capable of
You're sitting on the freaking Hayward fault. It's right there.
Antennas, the 270 antennas in Hayward are heating up the atmosphere. Hayward is a kickoff point for the western winds that go into the
We need to get
They
into
go in
very
the
low
United States.
frequencies
they
too.
go in and they
That's
come
a
from the
big
west
area
and go
in
in. Hayward is a kickoff
VLF.
point. We heat that up. We heat that sky up and create those artificial weather patterns.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what's going on.
One thing that
And
we
I
never
mark my
talk
word on that.
about and the
Prove me wrong.
community doesn't talk
Prove me
about
wrong.
is VLF, very low frequencies.
And those are all over the damn place.
And the government uses those to communicate with our submarines, but they can also use that for thought implantation.
Yes, they can.
Well,
because
no, they
Google has
their cover stories
Google
it's
already has the
for
headphones
subs,
that
but
beam
there's
sound
other
in your
ways
head.
of
The
communicating.
same technology
They
can
can
be
put it at
applied
8
on a large
hertz, which is
scale.
what your brain.
Exactly.
8 to
You can
13,
receive it.
8 to 13 hertz.
Yeah.
8 to 13.
Okay,
So
so
go ahead in
let's.
the video. Sorry.
So
I just wanted to make that point.
yeah, maybe if I could have you actually move in a little more, get the guys in there.
So we're talking about, Greg, you were leading us back to, now what were you bringing up?
Well, we're getting into this video that we all just
I
saw.
use this camera.
Oh,
okay?
you're talking about the.
Okay, yeah,
This
tell
is
us about
A
this.
straight up JVC.
Yes.
40-time
90
optical
bucks
zoom.
on wood.
Yeah. It was a deal,
80
refurbished,
bucks.
an $80 camera.
90 bucks shipped.
Yeah. I happened to be homesick one day. I happened to be just my normal self. I go outside, I look up, I look at the sky. I want to know if it's going to rain. I want to know what I'm going to go out to when I, go to work, right? Well, I wasn't going to work for that day, but I want to try my new camera, and God, lo and behold, I just see what looked, a good Chem-Trail, Chem-Trail, whatever the fuck it was, starting at the horizon. This thing literally started out of nowhere, and for the next 5 minutes, this thing came right over my head.
Got a good shot of it.
Definitive proof that this is coming from the wings, okay? This is not something that I photoshopped or I went in After Effects and recreated something. I know what the technology can do, but I can't do that myself. And this is all, I'm getting heated right now because I did this. I filmed this, I saw this with my own eyes, and it was also photographed by other people.
And there are many more just like this.
This
Look
is
up
corroborated.
to
This has been corroborated by other people, okay? And not only...
Is this still mine?
I'm not trying to pinpoint this or prove this, but I definitely stayed sick longer than I'd ever had before, okay? It took antibiotics to get rid of something. It took other
I've been
drugs,
sick
okay?
for the past like 3 weeks.
Okay, so what is it that we're inhaling? Okay, what was
I
in
got
this?
sick too.
Fukushima
You got
Fallout
sick
too.
too.
Fallout too.
I think
But
You guys all got sick in the same way, pretty
I
much?
got sick last weekend.
Fukushima.
I got sick last weekend. I got fixed with Chinese medicine though, so Chinese medicine for the win.
And I'm all for herbs, and I'm all for this
Yeah,
stuff, but I
That
want to
weird
know,
Natural
shit they
mix.
make.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit's no joke.
are we seriously getting sick or having symptoms of heavy
Like,
metal
I'm getting
toxicity?
tired
Ringing in the
and
ears,
sleepy,
fatigue, you know,
all that
I
shit.
don't sleep very well.
Unable to
You can see-
focus is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
terrible problem.
So, did you have problems after you filmed this? Did you notice anything?
Well, I was homesick, so yes, I was feeling under the weather. I had some cold symptoms, but it developed into some kind of infection. Where I did visit a doctor. Now, I don't necessarily believe in doctors, okay? But this thing persisted, and I had headaches for nearly 5 weeks. And from what it turned out, sinus, or no, he called it a viral infection. But yeah, I got antibiotics. Strangely, I feel better, which is good. But they still put me on Mucinex, you know, which has what? Pseudoephedrine.
Oh, right,
Okay.
check it out. Right, back to me briefly. And right now, they're saying instead of H5N1, it's H7N32. Everyone's getting sick, and it coincides with us being sprayed like bugs every freaking day. Apart from like the occasional day when we have a storm, right after the day after the storm, they don't spray. And then they're back to it.
But no, you're right.
And then they're right back to it. No, there's a viral thing. Yeah, of
Well,
course
no,
it's
I
that.
guarantee you to look this up, and if you can get the city data on it, look at days when they're spraying, get video footage, and then look up the admittance
To the
of
health.
asthma-related, breathing-related admittance into emergency rooms and hospitals. You'll see
Absolutely.
a huge increase in that.
I didn't confront my doctor about this. I don't know if I ever will or if I will ever keep him as a doctor, but I filmed something, okay, and it was definitely not normal. I want people to look at this. I want people to take this seriously.
It's the new normal.
It is serious.
Because it is, yeah, the new
What
normal.
about if you don't look at it, you're hiding. Your head is
Yeah, your head is in the sand or up your ass.
Please.
No, it's up the ass.
But I'm telling you right now, it's
I'm
not
being too honest.
only in real life. This is in video games, okay? Television.
Yeah. Oh,
television.
speaking of that, yeah,
television
they show you.
films goes out and they film stuff in the environment that they're in, right? Okay, so but what I'm seeing is that
The
it's
new
in
iPhone commercial.
it's in television shows. And it's,
Chem-Trail.
it's normalizing the situation that's in our skies. Okay, it's in advertising, video
Animation.
games,
And
animation.
they had it recently created a new cloud formation on this. What was that? Was it you that was that, or was it you?
I brought it up that
Someone
I
mentioned
believe
that the
they were,
NASA children's school book,
are bringing
where they had cumulus stratus and all these different
And
cirrus clouds,
freaking contrast.
and then they added in a whole new cloud called Contra.
right.
Contrast, just simple, nothing to worry about.
Right.
Don't
And if they're
look up
creating new
Yeah,
weather,
go to controlscience.org and you'll learn everything.
No, Metapunk, they know exactly what's going on.
Metapunk is the authority of truth.
yeah.
So is Snopes. So is Snopes.
Yeah, I like
On
them.
Wikipedia.
Snopes is cool. They're out of
And
the office.
Julian, we can thank him for many good things.
Actually, I'm really grateful. I got to be really grateful for Julian Assange because
Thank you very much.
I used to think that the government or someone else had something to do with 9/11, but Julian Assange put me right that it was some dude in a cave in Afghanistan who made the entire defense system shut down.
He had NORAD stand down.
And had NORAD stand down,
He doesn't
and
talk
Building
about
7
Building 7?
fall down because there was a trash can fire.
Oh, boy.
So I'm relieved that it wasn't, some
Thank you, Assange.
larger thing, and it was purely coincidence
Thank
that Dov
goodness there's no
Zakheim.
conspiracy.
Yeah,
But you know what?
Could
Hey,
not have
hey,
been
one
a
thing-
conspiracy.
Okay, love him or hate him, I'll only say this about Assange. Assange, however you want to say it.
Assange.
Look it.
Julian.
To ban someone from coming to this republic based on their speech
is...
How is that freedom?
Uh-oh. Wait, isn't that constitutional? You
Wait,
can
they
say
don't
what you
ban
want.
people based on their speech.
No, he was saying things and exposing things, and he's banned from coming to the United States. He can't come.
It's because Britain
Can't come
said
here.
he did something wrong, and we're one with Britain. We're a state of Britain.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're their
Maybe that's all theater.
We're a vassal state
Maybe
of
it's
the
all a
British
theater.
crown.
True.
for us.
It is
City
true.
of London.
We're just
City
another.
of London.
We're a vassal
The
of the
Miracle
city
Mile.
of London. Yeah. The Miracle Mile.
The three city state.
The triunity of death. That's what that
There it
is.
is.
That's
What's
the
the third
Trinity
one?
of death.
They
The
Vatican,
Miracle
DC,
Mile,
and
the
the Miracle Mile.
Miracle Mile, which is London's,
Yeah.
banking center.
You got
the
the
Vatican,
Vatican,
and
DC.
Washington
Yeah,
D.C.
Okay, yeah.
Washington D.C.
That's the military.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Washington
corporation.
D.C. is the military arm. The Vatican is the religious fundamentalist arm, and London is the finance arm.
And they have a flag.
And
They all fly in each of their zones. You can see that.
What's the
And they all
flag?
have.
Where's their flag?
And they all
Where do
have
I find the
penis.
flag?
Look it up
They all
on the
have
internet.
ball shaft. No, it's true. They all have ball shaft.
They got booed. They got
Not bald and shaft, but ball shaft. BAALS. Ball shaft and Cleopatra's Needle. The Washington Monument has
You got the
that.
boot.
Yeah.
You got the
Vatican
boot.
has
That's
that.
it.
And London has that.
What's so bad about that?
Going back to the
Because you got the you got
Mesopotamian and the Babylonian gods.
you got the
and
boob with the
Islamic-
capital,
And it's based
and you got
on
the
sun.
boob at St Paul's Cathedral.
Some gods, yeah.
It's based on the
and,
sun.
and St. Peter's has got a boob.
Right, and it also has the
and-
vaginal
Yeah.
looking
Yep.
court.
Yep.
And then you have the penis,
Yeah.
which is the Washington Monument, and the
Phallic
lake.
symbols.
Yeah.
And then the lake is the vagina.
Yeah.
And it's wet because she's ready for it.
That's crazy.
Is that the
Exactly.
idea?
Exactly it, bro.
Yeah.
Look that up. I mean, this is all the
And-
secret history of the creation of the United States.
And the Da Vinci Mode. I love that show because it talked about little things in coded ways. And that has a lot
The
to
Da
do.
Vinci Code? Are you
It-
serious?
Vinci
it's
Code.
back to what Walter was saying earlier,
Gotta be
where
kidding.
they convince you to do things that are evil and you don't even know you're doing it, so you just... I can't
The
remember.
media is the best
Can't
way to
remember
do
how
that. Lady
right.
Gaga. How many little girls? And you know what's interesting?
I know.
I went to the mall the other day and I thought, why are girls wearing shorts that only hookers used to wear? And these are little girls and their dads are letting them go out with shorts that, well, I won't tell you how far they go, you already know. And I was looking, I'm thinking, it's hard to walk through a mall without seeing a young girl sometimes.
What's the sexualization agenda?
It's this agenda to make them, to destroy a nation. They're, well, let me know.
What's
This
the-
Jewish man got on the phone. He said, I'm a believer now. And as I used to walk amongst my people, and I mentioned one time, oh, look at that gay movie, that's horrid, this thing. And the old rabbi looked at me and laughed, he said, that's for the goy, that's for them. In other words, for anybody that's not in your tribe, let them destroy themselves. It's only better for us. We get the gold then.
terrible.
The stupid
And
goy.
that's why they're going after the Muslims, because they're still into family and respect
And
and,
so they're trying to
and
destroy it.
modesty.
And where do they
And they
go to?
really go after modesty right now.
Exactly. And what are
Muslims
they
are
trying to
big
do?
time.
Free the women to come out.
Actually, like today, there was a protest in front of some mosque in Europe or something, and they had these loudmouth women who'd stripped down. They were topless, showing their boobs and just yelling about
Oh, and then, you know...
how
my
terrible
favorite sign-
Islam was.
my
You know,
favorite-
I'd rather have.
You know my favorite...
I'm siding with the Muslims on this one.
Yeah, I am actually signing. I do too. Now I'm gonna check it out. One of the signs,
I do too.
two of the
Yes.
signs, two of the signs that
Modesty
those
is good.
females were holding, two of the signs that the females were holding, and I'm probably gonna get a shitload of heat for this, and it's all you fucking hypocrite, whatever you use curse
Speak the
words
truth.
and
Speak the
and
truth.
you do all these bad things. Look, I'm
Speak the
a
truth.
sinner and I'm a saint, and I acknowledge that. I'm a piece of shit. But look it,
Whoa.
these ladies holding these signs saying "fuck your morals." Are you
That
serious?
is-
That's
No.
like saying screw yourself.
Okay, I'd
Are
like
you
to.
serious?
Come on.
That's like saying
Two
that's like saying
females
saying
showing their
yo
breasts,
mama joke
holding
and not
a
expecting to
sign
get hit
that
in the
says
face.
"fuck your morals."
Okay, let me
In front of a
get.
mosque.
If I could just get 30 seconds from each of you on the North Korea thing. Okay, let's do.
That's interesting.
Okay, I can
I
go.
start with Pat.
I'll go first. Right. Okay, so
Can you do it? Do you need 30 seconds? Is
I
okay?
can do it in 15.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So North Korea is a complete fake. Dennis Rodman got sent over there with the Harlem Globetrotters who is owned by Disney, and they also and Viacom has a movie in the theaters right now called Olympus Down, and they're selling a freaking movie. I mean, I'm done. That's enough
okay.
for me. Yeah.
That's it? Okay. Okay,
But no, what the? With Dennis Rodman.
Totally
Right.
bogus. Totally bogus.
North Korea is the model state of the New World Order along with Cuba. The only reason why they're saber rattling, it's just part of the program. The New World Order's objective is to create World War III, where they come out at the end, out of their bunkers as the saviors. China, Russia, United States, they all work for the same IMF. I mean, there's no way around that. North Korea is just a puppet vassal state of China. So they're being used as a proxy to instigate World War III, which will bring thermonuclear war, and there will be no survivors.
Here's my part. One of the things that I see is that at the top, governmentally, they all know who they work for. Two, they all do this to affect us, to get us to go a certain way. It's like putting a fence up and guiding sheep or cattle. We are cattle to them. And we, as Prince Philip said, he wants to cull the herd. And this is what this is all about. So we need to look at it for what it is. We are vassals.
Vassal states.
Man, my take on North Korea is just...
Hold on, you gotta get on the timer.
I gotta get on the timer.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I'm good. Well, look, they're just sensationalizing it. They're getting people used to the fact that these people live in a dictatorship. This is how they're presenting it. This is how they are gonna live. This is how you're gonna live, right? This is what they're introducing you to. I mean, they're putting basketball players in front of these people to make them look pretty, make them look fun, make them getting used to the fact that these are going to be like your leaders soon. You know, that's what I see. That's really a wake-up call that they're playing us and, basically corralling us into this situation.
It's like they have a fear dial. They just dial it up every now and again.
Well, that's what the Nazis said. You can play up and make everybody afraid, or pretend that the
make
population...
them afraid of your neighbor. That's the best one.
You make
absolutely, especially your neighbor. Not some like scare, not some Russians like way over there. Be afraid of this guy. You like the neighbor who disagrees and getting filled up at the airport because he's like a terrorist.
I mean, there are neighbors, so we got to be afraid of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's how they're playing it up. China, Russia, they've done it in Cuba. I mean, typically Florida, you know, let's go bomb the shit.
It's the same family.
Operation Northwoods, let's set it up.
I always go back to the same thing. The Godfather movie. You got a bunch of families who decide what everybody underneath the families has to live under the drugs, prostitution, whatever stuff that they have. And this model works in playgrounds, high school cafeterias, chicken coops. So of course it happens at the global level. And you got the most powerful families. Some that we know are like Rockefellers and Rothschilds and all those guys.
Why are they going after
those assholes? As I call the scumbags, are just players like little puppets and stuff, and they're laughing, and they'll try and scare us once in a while, and it's all bogus.
Yeah, it is, and that's all I'm saying. That's why with the 30 seconds that I really try to squeeze this in, it is that chess game, that card game they're playing, the mafia.
Absolutely. They are mafias.
Do you honestly think that the North Koreans would not want World War III? They want World War III. They have death camps that they can't even maintain anymore. What did they used to do during the days?
Why do they want it?
What did they used to do during the days of the Crusades when kings and queens couldn't manage and maintain their people? They didn't call because they didn't have obviously phones, but they sent messengers. Like we'll just say the English, for example, and the French.
They
were families and cousins. The 100 Years' War was to cull the people. The only reason for that was to cull the people.
It's easier to control.
You can kill people easier through war than you can through democide.
Brzezinski quote, it's easier to kill 1 million people than control one. there have been scumbags forever. There's always been scumbags. There's in any ecosystem you can get predators. Our predators are the scumbags, and there have always been people fighting the scumbags. It's just like we have white blood cells and like try and kick out our bodies' assholes. These like you got Jesus kicking the money changers out of the temple. There'll always be scumbags, and there'll always be people fighting it, and it's an eternal struggle. And we're just the latest antibodies. So
I think you're right about that. We are the latest antibodies of the whole New World Order parasite. I mean, we're the only thing that's going to defeat it. Not we. We. As in, we, the people. Not just Manny, Patrick, Walter, Noah, Greg. We're just part of it. You know, my only regret is having one life. If I had more lives to give, I would be all over the place. If I was cloned like 50 times, I'd be everywhere, but I'm not.
If I didn't have to sleep, I didn't have to go to
If
work.
I didn't have to sleep or go to work, or if I was like Kim Jong-il and didn't have to defecate.
Kim Jong-un.
I mean, no, Kim Jong-il was the one that said he never actually defecated.
Never?
That's why he was so fat.
and that's why
According to the North Korean state.
He was full of shit.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
How does he do that?
Well,
Maybe he's like that Indian guy that's like 85 years old and has never eaten. I don't know if you guys heard about
I've
that.
heard of
guy.
that. I do think I've heard of that.
And the dude just like meditates like his whole life, and he doesn't even drink water.
come on, he's probably sneaking in some food.
I don't know.
Sneaking a little beef jerky on the side. Come on. That
I
seems
do
a
believe
little
in the
far-fetched.
metaphysical, but that one is a little hardcore. I don't know, it's crazy.